Trevon Diggs. let's get into Trevon. Now Trevon. What maybe want to spark this conversation up is because of the top 100. And the top 100 had Trevon Diggs ranked as 23rd in the league. Now, I'm not exactly sure how they vote for these players. Like, do they just like write? They write their own list of players, and I guess they try to match them up from the amount of players that actually did vote, and then they try to work it out that way. But obviously, players don't exactly state what number they would put a specific player in in the top 100. Now, Trayvon Diggs had 11 interceptions in 2021. He led the league in interceptions. Cool. But also gave up over 1,068 receiving yards, which also led the league. I'm sorry. I cannot I cannot regard a cornerback who gave up over 1,000 yards as one of the best cornerbacks in the league. I just can't do it. This is another interesting stat that I found out today about Trayvon Diggs. He allowed the 10th most receptions with 53 and had the third most targets was in 93. How can we put Trayvon Diggs in this conversation with Jair Alexander, Jalen Ramsey, Tre'Davious White, I guess AJ Terrell? That's iffy for me. I got to see it again. Xavier Howard, Marshawn Lattimore, and Darius Slay. How can we put him in that category? Honestly, I get it. He's a playmaker. Here's where the disconnect comes because a lot of folks have a problem with Xavier Howard being a top three cornerback. But I, if we're being honest, I feel like if you want to be in that upper echelon of corners, you can't give up the big play. That's one thing you can't do. You can't give up the big play. And I feel like Trayvon Diggs, he gives up the big play too much. Like you're seeing in this year's training camp, people the cameras are not shy of showing him getting burnt by his teammates in one-on-ones. We're seeing I saw that like two couple days ago. That was up there. Then last year, you had the national stage looking at you. Everybody watched Hard Knocks. We saw him get murdered in Hard Knocks. Excuse my language, and it didn't look too good. So he played receiver at Alabama. But he converted from receiver to corner at Alabama. People say that he needs to convert to a safety. I'm inclined to agree because he's he's a ball hawk, yes, for sure. But can he go up and play man to man coverage on a consistent basis? No, I don't think so. Like for him to guard one receiver from one side of the field to the opposite side of the field, I think he's incapable of doing that. And I'm just sitting here just watching him in the one-on-ones for the Dallas Cowboys. I'm just sitting there like, man, like I don't even think he's got the speed to be able to do something like that. Like it's crazy when you sit down and you look at it. But again, when you put your when you talk about the upper echelons of corners, the ultimate standard is not to give up the big play. That is the ultimate standard. There's been too many times that I've sat down and I watched Trayvon Diggs. This is the most popular opinion, bite on the double move, and then he ends up getting himself in a world of trouble. Does he have the potential to possibly be a top five corner? Yes, I agree 1,000% because when you look at it, the ball skills are there. Like my thing is when you especially when you're a converted a receiver to corner, like you should be able to track the ball regardless. And this is how I was able to learn how to play corner and play corner in general. Is obviously in man to man, I'm watching the receiver the whole time, and I'm watching his eyes. As soon as I see that head turn back, I'm looking up, looking for. I'm tracking the ball. I'm looking for the ball because you already ran your route. I just got to find the ball. That's what it is. And a lot of folks have a lot of trouble doing that.
Nah for the bay. Nah for the bay. We don't care what you said. Nah for the bay. Nah for the bay. Nah for the bay. We ain't hearing what you say. Nah for the bay. Fire!